I'm ready. And I'm thinking, white man time, right? Tell me what my appointment is and I'll show up.
Mhm.
Well, my sister called me. I was at work and she said, listen, I just got a call from Bruce and they said, come on up. Okay, perfect. Great. I locked everything up. We left. We made it up to his home. Um, and yeah, his wife, his daughters were there. And, everybody's kind of working on different things around the house. And we're sitting down and I'm waiting and I'm waiting. And I'm thinking, okay, where is this treatment going to
You have
take me?
an exact appointment.
Yeah, yeah, because I have a watch, right? So anyway, we asked, is there anything we can help you with in the kitchen? And yes, you can peel the potatoes. All righty. So I'm peeling potatoes and doing whatever. So it took. We were there for, I bet you, a good 6 hours, if not a little longer, before it was like, okay, you can come in. And yeah, I was the first one in there and received this treatment. The lesion is gone. It's been years.
That
I
is
received a
amazing.
blessing. I received a healing, but it happened when it was supposed to, according to the time that they determined that, okay, now is the time to go. Not on my time. It was
And
on the,
you reminded me of the Hawaiians, the native Hawaiians, when you're there. This is how
Yeah.
they work.
yeah.
They're the same exact way.
I have to let the cat out. You carry on.
So Sherry, what unmute yourself, and what is your experience as far as things flowing to you or not? What do you do in those? You're like,
Well,
one day you're manifesting like crazy and everything's flowing to you and everything's wonderful, and the next minute you feel like you're stuck or things aren't happening. What do
today, for instance,
today is an exact.
it's like, wow, did Spirit give me a something to use
Yes.
as an example?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's like through most of my life, most of the time, I always felt like I was a day late and a dollar short.
Yeah.
I guess is how they put it. It was like I was always,
Mm.
I always felt like I was trying to catch up. It was
Right.
always somebody else that caught the best deal or got to meet the right person at the right time or got the right job or, and I was just kind of there for the leftovers. And it took a long time for me to get past that mindset
Mhm.
that I wasn't good enough. And I think that's where a lot of it stemmed from was my lack of self-esteem because of things that happened in my childhood and things that happened in my past life, as Val knows because she did an Akashic reading on me, and we were able to pull up and clear quite a few things that I didn't even realize I still hung on to. So, but it's like when things are flowing the way they're supposed to, everything feels smooth. Like in my body, like everything feels smooth.
Yeah.
And the minute there's a hiccup, the stomach knots up, the heart starts pounding, headaches show up. I start getting nervous, biting my nails, because it's stuff that'll happen that I have no control over.
Mhm.
And most of the time, I have found when looking back, those pauses, those interruptions, those hiccups along the way were actually what provided a better outcome for me.
And I just read a book that said in those pauses are when the magic is happening.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. I just read that too was something wasn't in a book, it was something else I was reading and they used that line. I was like, yeah, that's very true. I mean, And you can't give up, I think, is the biggest thing I've learned over my life is, okay, well, it's not happening now. It's not happening now. It's not happening now. Well, when the hell is it going to happen?
Faith and
And
belief.
then you get to that point where you're like,
Faith and
fine, whatever. I don't care anymore. Boom. That's when it happens.
That's when it happens.
It's like
When you have
once
no
you let go.
expectations, you let go and allow it to happen in its own timing,
Yes.
then boom. Because
Yeah.
you actually are pushing it away when your
Obsessing over it.
expectation is
Yeah.
there like a
Yeah.
field.
Yeah, you have to surrender.
If you
Yeah.
do surrender and let it just happen, it comes so fast. So I love that. Thank
Like
you.
I was
Shannon.
told back in October 2020, actually by Debbie Freebird Spirit. She used to have a channel and she was on with Karen, when and they said, yes, you're going to be meeting somebody. I was just curious, am I going to have another, major relationship? Because I haven't had many. I have long ones and I'm not one to kind of, date, play the field. It's just not my style. Anyways, they said, well, yes, there is someone there, but both of you are not ready. There's these certain things that have to happen. And so I'd ask periodically. And then finally it was, I guess about a month or two before I met Lori, and I met her in February 2023. So that was 3.5 years. No, 3. Yeah, no, maybe 2.5 years. Anyways, long time. When I finally let go of it, and then my friend Brenda Tarot, she said, "Oh, no, it's coming around the corner. You're going to meet this person soon." But I had to really let go, and Debbie was right. Debbie and Karen were right. Lori was not ready. She had to go through a lot of changes,
Yes.
and I'm sure me too.
Yeah, that's true. I'm
Absolutely.
when
So it's all in divine timing.
when you meet a significant relationship, you're usually doing a lot of things beforehand to get ready for that in preparation. Sometimes that involves another little relationship to, get you sort of in the right stage or the right step to let go and allow and just see that person be your authentic self and see that person and appreciate them just like they show up.
Exactly.
So we don't present our nice face and not our real face.
Yeah.
That's
Exactly.
why every relationship, when it ends, I think requires a time of grieving and a time of reflection, where
Absolutely.
you look at it and you say, okay, you know what? Yeah, maybe some things happened, quote unquote, to me, but I allowed these things to happen. So what steps do I need to take? How do I alter things so that this doesn't happen again?
Yeah.
And I've seen it so many times where a person ends one relationship and they jump into another relationship
Especially
and they
men.
do it constantly. And then it's like, none of my relationships work. No, and
Yeah.
they never will, because you keep taking the baggage with you. You're not doing anything to learn from the past. You're just bringing that past into the new relationship. And the
So
luggage
really, you can
just
never
gets
see
bigger and bigger.
Right. You can't see that person in front of you for
Yes.
who they really are because this baggage is in the way.
That's
And you're
right.
filtering everything through not
Yeah.
trusting someone, not feeling like they do enough for you,
Yes.
feeling like you're the one who does everything. They don't spend enough time with you, your
Yes.
abandonment issues, whatever that is, that's your filter. So this person might be the most ideal person for you could ever imagine, but you didn't get rid of all this baggage first. It colors your vision from seeing this beautiful soul who's in front of you, who would be ideal. So you chase them off because they're going, what the heck's wrong with her? So just remember that.
After my
And doesn't that explain sometimes how you run into someone and it doesn't work out, and then you run into them 7 years later, and it's like, oh my gosh, we met, remember?
Bells of heaven go off and
Yes.
the church bells, and
Exactly.
You had work to do. So
Yeah. Absolutely.
So I love all that, and we do have 3 questions from the chat, from not this chat, from our
community tabs.
community page, and we're going to start with kind of, this was a long one, and I had to boil it down. So Cirkish, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but Sister A moved into the elderly parents' home during COVID, and she never left. She undermines this Skirtish's advice, and
Okay.
she's actually a healthcare professional. So apparently, Sister A is a little. She's testy, and she has a lot of baggage. Okay, isn't in a relationship, doesn't have any kids, etc., and she's kind of messed up. But she's saying, will her sister see the light? Will she evolve? Will her third sister, Sister C, help Sister A? That's a lot of questions in that one thing. I tried to boil it down, but basically, Sister A is a hot mess.
Yes. And who is she? Is she Sister B, the one that's writing this question?
She didn't number herself, but she must be Sister B because she didn't number herself. She said A and C.
And Sister C.
Yeah.
So she must be B.
Yeah, that's how I read it too. Okay.
She didn't give herself a number. But,
Yeah. Okay. I can tell you very quickly that family dynamics in this case is your sister A needs to be part of the family. The fact that you are a healthcare professional makes her feel like she's not being included. She's the one that is taking care of the parents, and she's being excluded from decision making because she doesn't have the qualifications to go with it. So I think that Sister A's attitude would improve greatly if she was consulted and included in the decisions that were being made, and maybe present things to her in a way that doesn't undermine her, that doesn't give her the feeling that you don't know what you're talking about. I'm the professional. So this isn't, you're looking after your parents. This is a case of people working together to serve the elderly parents in the best way possible. So keep that in mind. This is not a case of I'm right and you're wrong. So if Sister C is smart, she's going to stay out of whatever is going on between you and Sister A.
Okay, well, that sounds like good advice. And so, Sherry, what do you have?
Well, I pulled The Lady of the Gift, which talks about generosity, receiving, and withholding. And what it's talking about is tithing, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're giving somebody money. It means you're looking at them as a whole person to decide what it is that you can give to them to help them feel like they're having their needs met. And one of the things it says in the book is to pay attention to how you treat people and be mindful of your perception. If you see and think of someone in a certain light, like they don't know what they're talking about, they're just, freeloaders, they're leeching, then that's the vibes you're going to give off, and that person's going to know that. You may not ever say those words, but they're going to feel that. And so you have to be able to look at each and every individual as a separate whole and find what it is that they bring to the table to help everything function fluidly. Because it's not, Sister A and Sister C are not going to see reason if Sister B is busy treating them like they're not worthy.
Well, no, Sister C isn't doing anything right now.
Yeah.
She's asking if she'll help.
Oh,
A
okay. She's not.
reason, and apparently,
And
Sister,
she may think that, why do they want me there in the way when A and B have taken care of it? I'm not necessary.
Yeah.
Not realizing that you're very necessary because we need the assistance, but you have to let her know that in a way that she feels wanted. I went through that taking care of my mom, wanting to do it all myself, because you feel obligated. That's your mother, you're going to take care of it. But it was learning to let go and let other people step in and also take care of her so that I could step away and get the rest I needed. And it was hard to get to that point. But it's very important to know and appreciate each individual for who they are and what they bring to the table, because you're all going to bring something different.
Thank you, Sherry. That was good advice. And what do you have, Sharon?
Well, the card I drew was the devil. But what came to me was this Sister A has a lot of baggage. She has a lot of insecurities. Like, as Marina said, she doesn't feel like part of the family. I think Sherry said the same thing. So there's certain beliefs and habits that she has to let go of herself so that she doesn't feel threatened by, the sister that has the medical knowledge. So I had to draw another card, and there's the Knight of Pentacles. It's going to be slow but steady. She is going, as she's treated as part of the family, included, and that her opinions are actually listened to, because you don't have to be a medical professional to have some good ideas, maybe about the emotional side of things or the spiritual side of things. And and then I said, to answer the question, will Sister C help Sister A? She's going to plant some seeds in Sister A's, head, and help her nurture them. So she is going to help her.
Well, that's good.
What is the, it's those family dynamics. They're just so tricky and so full of habits and past things, baggage.
I have to say, I totally can commiserate with the Circus, because
I have two sisters.
It's a situation, if you have a sister who doesn't have any common sense and they're in that position, and you come in with some common sense, but everyone hit on the highlight of the truth, which is the situation is there for you to step back and allow that sister to come in and be part of the family and a determining factor. And that takes a lot of growth to be able to allow that. And I have a restriction, and this is how your sister is actually feeling. 8 of Swords, restriction, feeling helpless, feeling her hands are tied. She's paralyzed by fear. She feels pressured. She has anxiety. There's all these things going on inside of her because her life is, kind of what she wants it to be.
Well.
So in the same vein, like Sherry said, she's trying to take care of your parents and all of that stuff, but not feeling up to the task, feeling inferior, to you. And so taking out the drama of all that, the healing part is to, as Marina mentioned, also all of you really concluding her in the group of discussion like an equal would go a long way, even though it takes a lot of strength to kind of get that get over the triggering of all of that.
We trigger each other. It's just terrible from our past.
Sisters, that's, yeah. And they're our good mirror for what we need to learn. I totally get what you're saying. So, then we're going to go to, thank you for your question. And the next question is from Stephanie, who's asking me, I ask if my relationship with my daughter will start to heal this coming year. And is there anything I can do to help it? And Marina, you can go when you're ready.
Okay. Yep, just answering. Yeah, Linda wanted to, she had a reading question, and I've been letting people know that we don't take questions from the chat. You are more than welcome, however, to put your question in any of our community tabs at least a day before the show airs on Wednesdays. And third-party questions are sometimes difficult to answer because we don't have the other person's permission to read on them. So, what I just do? Well,
but it was part. Well, it was, yeah.
Yeah,
we were in it together.
It was more. Yeah, it was more answering that person's. Yeah, whatever. I certainly didn't get into the sister's energy, but yeah, this relationship with your daughter, I can certainly tell you from your point of view, is it going to start to heal? I think it is. I know this is a worry for you, and it's a worry for her as well in a lot of ways, and that I think both of you are kind of stubborn, and each one of you, the last time that you spoke, wanted to be right, and you weren't really listening to what the other person was saying as much as you were trying to think of the next thing to say to validate why you're right. So she kind of feels the same way. I think that you're going to reach out to her and just do it from a place of acceptance and more than anything, just let her know that it's okay to, you're not judging. That's a big thing. You're not judging, and maybe speak to her in terms of, I feel, take responsibility for the things that you have done, but be open to hearing what she has to say, and then deal with it. But yeah, I think it will get better.
Okay, Sherry, what you got?
Well, when I started shuffling, the 9 of Fire jumped out, and it says, don't give up. Protect that which you've created. Have courage and believe in yourself.
Yes.
And I thought, okay, that's a real good message, but it was a jumper, so I just pulled the next card just to see what it would say. And it was a magician. So you have all the tools you need to deal with this. All you have to do is just don't give up and have confidence that you've got what it takes to heal what's going on with your daughter. It just may take a little time.
Okay, thank you so much, Sherry. And Sharon, what do you have?
I agree with both, highly agree with both Marina and Sherry. I mean, you have to be the big person to reach out, but do it from the heart, from non-judgment, from unconditional love, and fess up to your part of it. What are you responsible for? And apologize for that. And when they're telling you how they're feeling, don't go, oh, but, try to justify it. Just listen. Anyways, if you can manage to do that, I have the most positive card in the deck, the Sun. And look, there's that little girl on the horse. That's your daughter. But again, you have to be willing to listen and to own your part of it. Come from the heart and don't be judgmental.
And thank you, Sharon. And for you, Stephanie, I really got a big fresh start coming.
Yeah.
And this really is about an opportunity you're being given to begin again and allow yourself to embrace this new life. Open up fully to the gifts you've been given. And when I say that, I envision you greeting your daughter as if she is a brand new person that you're meeting for the very first time, without any of the baggage or thoughts you had toward your daughter. You're seeing her as a new human being standing before you, and you're greeting her, hello. From that perspective, starting fresh. So that's what I see for you. And I hope that helps. So that is definitely coming forward for you. So thank you, Stephanie, for that question. And let's see. Okay, so the last question is Ness. I would love an energy reading for the next 4 weeks.
Okay. And just a heads up, ladies, I have a Zoom call that I have to be on in 9 minutes.
We're
So
going to end it right after this question.
yeah.
And if you have to leave early, we understand.
All right. Perfect. Yeah, I just didn't want to do the Irish goodbye, where 1 minute I'm here, the next minute I'm gone.
Right. Yeah, the Irish sneaking out. Do you know, I was so guilty of that. I'm Irish, and I would do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just disappear quietly. I'm gone.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, and yeah, don't forget, Ness, in here you get 1 card from each one of us. So I got the 3 of Cups, and that is working in tandem with others, profit from joint ventures, group efforts. So this is over the next 4 weeks, energetically just working with other people, and yeah, being open to collaborations that might come in. So yeah,
I'll just go and say balance. They're bringing forward situations where you can learn to balance everything, and yeah, so you'll be going through a little of that to help everything work out. Sherry, what have you got?
I pulled the Sun Dancers. Joyful activity, celebration of life, abundance. And what they're talking about here is expect the best and praise it in advance. This unleashes the magic of mystical magnetic energy, drawing circumstances to you to create the reality that you envision. Give thanks in advance for the grace and goodwill of the divine. Be willing to dance the victory dance. Watch how easily things begin to fall into place. Stay positive and leave the timing up to the divine, which is exactly what this whole show's been about. So what an excellent closer for that.
Yeah,
Leave it to spirit.
All of that, Sherry, those things were popping into my head as you were saying that. And I would add, stay in the present. Come from your heart.
Yeah.
Don't let your ego get in there. Just try to be open to spirit and divine timing, surrender. And if you can, if we can do that, then oh my God, look at this, the 10 of Cups.
Wow, nice.
So that's pretty positive.
Nice. Very good. So we want to thank you all for being here for this Sisters of the Mystical Tarot episode. And hopefully, we'll all be together again with Allie soon, but she's taking care of a few things. So we absolutely love having you in the chat. Your energy is beautiful, and we really look forward to this time with you. And like and subscribe. Go to everyone's channel, Heart Centered Tarot, Voices from the Swamp, and Sharon's Strawberry Rhubarb Tarot. To like
Get Val's
their
channels.
videos.
Yeah.
Watch.
Yeah.
And please, if with new subscribers to my channel, because I've reached the next 100 people, 300, I'm over 700 subscribers now. If you go to my channel, leave a comment saying reading or free reading. I'll put you in the draw. And this next week, ladies, I'll be pulling the name on Sisters of the Mystical Tarot.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you, Sharon. Okay, I'm going to end it here for us.
Thank you.
So Marina can run out the door and not be Irish in the process.
Thank you.